Corliss Williamson, an American basketball coach and former basketball player who played for 4 teams during his 12-year NBA career, is asking us to help him put on an event for raising money for the Boys and Girls Club around the state of Arkansas. So he has created a charity event in order to do so. He has chosen us to plan this event. We will use Microsoft Excel to organize information about guests and costs for this event. So the client has sent us a list of 1,000 people they would like to invite to the party. The guest list contains information on whether or not they will be attending, the gender of each guest, the meal that they prefer, their means of transportation, and the price to feed each guest. So we're going to present this spreadsheet to Mr. Williamson, and we want to make sure that all the costs, all the invoices are accurate, it's organized, and easy to read. When running a business, it's important that we have a proper paper trail. After all, we do want Mr. Williamson to recommend our company to his friends. Some of the tasks we will complete to make sure our information is on point include inserting an invoice into our workbook, comparing the cost of venues with taxes, using a sparkline chart as a graphic representation of our cost of venues, using a function to determine who is coming to the party, using conditional formatting to highlight specific meal prices, and making sure the information is easy for all to read. So you will need to make sure that you have the Party Planning Plus Part 2 spreadsheet downloaded, as well as the invoice from iLearn. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to start by inserting an invoice into the spreadsheet. So it is possible to insert other documents or files into a spreadsheet, just to make sure that we keep all our related information for this event together. We're going to start by adding a new sheet. So in order to do that, we can click on the plus sign next to our tabs. We are going to name this sheet tab Invoice. Then we are going to go to the Insert tab, and we are going to find the Object button on the Insert tab. The Object button is located in the text group, and it's going to be a button that looks like a piece of paper, but then also has a screen in front of it. So we're going to click on the Object button. When we do that, we are going to create from File option. So we're going to click on the Create from File, and we're going to browse. So we're looking for the catering company invoice document to insert. I just saved mine to my desktop. Yours is probably still going to be in your downloads. So catering company invoice document to insert is what I titled it. And I'm going to click OK. And voila, this is going to allow me to embed my invoice into my spreadsheet. And so this way I'll be able to keep all my information for this event together. And so this is basically telling me the price of all the meals that I need to know. Okay, so if there's ever a question about the invoice, it's going to be right here on my spreadsheet. Okay, next we're going to go to the Venue Comparison tab. On the Venue Comparison tab, we are going to find the total cost for the Embassy Suites. And so this is basically us seeing how much each venue would cost for us to rent, along with the staff fee, decoration fee, and security fee. So I'm going to click inside of cell B8. And I'm going to go to the Home tab. And I'm going to click on Auto Sum. Okay, it's going to automatically select my range for me. I can push enter, and then what can we do next in order to go ahead and fill those totals in? You've got it. We can use the fill handle. So we're going to click and drag to the right to end at the Agora Conference and Special Event Center. Okay, so it tells us where our totals are currently, but then we need to calculate the tax rate. Sound familiar? Okay, so remember the tax rate is something that's going to need to stay in our formula. It's going to absolutely have to stay the same cell reference. So what do we need to use in that formula? Yes, we need to use absolute cell reference. So, what would the formula be in order to calculate the tax rate for each one of our venues? All right, so let's see if you got it. So, of course, we're going to start with the equal sign, and then we're going to get our subtotal. Our subtotal is located in cell B8. B8 times our tax rate. So, where is our tax rate located? Yes, our tax rate is located in E12. So we want E12 to stay the same in our formula when we fill across. So to keep E12 in our formula, we have to lock in the column letter, $E, and lock in the row number, $12. So that's going to tell us it's going to keep E12 in our formula. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and push enter. That tells us that our tax is going to be $617.50. So when I fill across, it should give me my tax rate, but I should also be able to click inside that cell of C9 and look at my formula bar and see that, yes, it did give me, include the subtotal for C8, but then it's going to keep that tax rate of E12 in my formula. So hopefully you were able to see how that absolute cell reference is important to use in that particular formula. So what do we do now? How do we figure out what the total is with tax? Right, so we need to basically add our subtotal plus our tax. So equal sign again. Our subtotal is located in B8 plus our tax in B9. And then we can push enter and we can fill across. And so we can see that in C10, it gave us C8 plus C9. And in D10, it gave us D8 plus D9. So we used relative cell references for that particular formula. So we did need the cells to change. And that's why we used relative cell reference. The next thing that we're going to do is use sparkline charts to create a graphic representation of the data in a row. So if we wanted to see the varying costs of data for a row, we could use a sparkline chart. That chart's going to be in one cell. So we're going to click inside of cell E4, and we're going to go to the Insert tab. On the Insert tab, we are going to go into the Charts group. Next to the charts group, we see tours and then sparkline. We're going to create sparkline. We're going to create sparkline column charts in each one of our cells. So E4, we're going to click on column, and it tells us choose the data that you want. Our data range is going to be B4 through D4. So click and drag just to select your range. And it tells us that it's going to give us the chart in cell E4. So I'm going to click OK. And so it shows us the varying costs for each one of our hotels or our event centers. So once I put my first chart in, I can use the fill handle again to fill down. And it's going to give me my varying amounts for each one of my fees, as well as the subtotal amount. Make sure to push save to save your spreadsheet, and then you will move on to the next video.